back to the channel. It's been a while, as always. Life as usual gets in the way. Anyway, just thought I'd give you all a build update and a bench update with what's been happening. As you can see, as it barely fits in the frame, Pegasus, Battlestar Pegasus, the assembly's complete. I've got some paint on. I've got a detail work on. Just needs a clear coat, which I just did yesterday, in preparation for decals. And then we're going to put some decals, not a lot left, basically just the names, although I might try painting those by hand. We'll see. The ship name and, of course, the Colonial Fleet emblem, which will go on top in the middle there. So, yeah, overall, very nice kit so far. It's built up really well. Really pleased with how it's gone together. I just wish it hasn't taken so long. But yeah, so far so good. Now, the next stage after I put the decals and another thing of clear coat will be some weathering up. And I just thought I'd briefly go through what I use to weather different things. Not only this, but what I use to weather aircraft and other things. So I'm just going to move Pegasus out of the way, like so. And then we're going to come in here and unzoom it a little bit so we can see and give you a little demo of what I use to weather and the various products I use. So we'll just zoom that in like that. So I use a variety of things, all sorts of things, everything from acrylic-based stuff to, of course, oils and things like that. So anyway, we're going to go through what I tend to use when I'm weathering. And I use a bunch of different things. This is what works for me. As always, you may find something works better for you. And if that's the case, go for it. I'm always saying that it's good to try new things. You might find something that works a little bit better for you. So first and foremost, just in no particular order, I've been using the Games Workshop inks for years, absolute years. You can tell by the age of the bottle here. So this is their brown ink I tend to use a lot of, and I've got a black ink as well. Very, very good consistency. It mixes well with the water, and what I'll tend to do is I'll tend to use some water, put that in this container, add just a dab of the ink, and swirl it up, and then do like a pin wash sort of thing. And that's what I tend to use for a lot of these products. I'll do like a pin wash in a lot of cases. So that's the Games Workshop. Again, very good. This is one of the old plastic ones. I'm still surprised it's holding the paint. Not a lot of people didn't like the bottle design in terms of it was easy to block, but it works well as long as you keep it sealed. Next up is the Army Painter War Paint series. Army Painter, some people may have heard me talk about this before. This was a bunch of guys who were working at Games Workshop. They left, they formed their own line. They've got quite a few paint colors, really good for the miniature painters. People love the dropper bottles. Water-based, I have airbrushed these as well. This is the inks, so again, very similar to the Games Workshop. Whole bunch of different colors. This is the strong tone, so it's a dark black. And then when I'm doing miniatures and whatnot, I've also got a purple tone and a green tone, which again is basically purple ink and green ink. And it works very well as well. So again, a little bit more control. Fairly similar to the Games Workshop. So I don't really have a preference one over the other. I do like the stronger tone. It's a little bit darker sometimes, and I just find I'm able to add the exact amount I want. So two very good products there. Moving on, UMP Modeling Products. This is their wash. This is their Ultimate Weathering Wash. They've actually got a whole different variety of colors and different ones out there. This is the Dark Dirt and Earth. It's a clay-based wash, so you shake it well, and you apply it. Now, a lot of people, what they tend to do for this is very good for aircraft panel lines. So what a lot of people will do is they'll basically take a really thick brush, wide brush, and apply it over the whole model, let it dry a little bit, and again, a little bit of water or a Q-tip will help rub it back off. and then it gets into the panel lines and stuff like that. I have used this as a pin wash before. Not quite as good. I just find it's not as, what's the term, viscosity, liquidy, but it's still an excellent wash, and I will use it for a bunch of different things. So on Pegasus, it'll be used to do a wide area, and then a lot of it gets taken off. And again, a lot of stores out of Europe and the US carry it. You can go to umpretail.com. You can find all sorts. Very good product. I use it a lot on my World War II aircraft. Again, I'll just completely coat it and then take it off. You can find a lot of videos with tutorials and stuff like that. Moving on, Tamiya has a panel line accent color. They've actually got a bunch of different ones. There's at least 3, and I believe there's a 4th one coming out. So again, what's nice about these is they're in a very similar bottle to the glues, and you can, they got the built-in brush, so you can directly apply it. It's very good. Now, it is an enamel base, so that's what tends to throw a few people off who are used to using Tamiya as their acrylic. So again, I'll use it as a pin wash, and quite often what I'll do is if I put it on and there's a little bit extra, I'll immediately take a slightly damp Q-tip and put it on. If you want to leave it a bit longer, it is suggested you use enamel thinner, and I've just got this. I've had this can of Universal enamel thinner from Testors and Model Master for years, and it works very well to take it back off. So again, 4 colors now, I believe. I think they've just come out with a one for flesh color, like a pink-based one. For anime figures and stuff like that. I have the black and the brown, and they both work very well. And then the traditional one a lot of people have used over the years are your oils. All sorts of different colors, all sorts of different types. What you find is with the oils, one tube will last you almost a lifetime, depending what you're using. All sorts of different techniques. So again, you'll put a little bit on into a tray or something, thin it off a bit with a oil-based thinner, and go from there. Different people use them for different things, a lot of different techniques. I confess I haven't used them a lot compared to some people out there, because I just find I can achieve the effects what I want with the other products I have. But again, they have their use. They're very handy. A lot of people like using oils for blending and stuff like that. It gives them a lot of working time with them. So, and as I say, there's all different price points and qualities. I picked up these probably at Michael's or a craft store during a sale. You get the 40% off coupon or whatever, and I've got a few here. I've got the burnt umber and I've got the lamp black, and that's what I have. And then if I see what else I have here, I also have a gray. So that covers most of the general things you'll need for those. So yeah, so that's basically what's happening. I just thought I'd give you a quick little thing of what's happening. So hopefully I'll have Pegasus done in the next week or two. Again, just getting her weathered, decaled and weathered. Obviously some spots where we can put some oils in. The base still has to be painted here. This will be painted with a gold and accented with black to bring out the detail there, just like I did with Galactica. And then I will do a follow-up, obviously, with how it all looks in the end, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison to the Galactica kit I have as well. So that's it for now. As always, don't forget to check out anything else in the channel or the website at blackfire.ca. And as well, don't forget I do a podcast called the Scale Model Podcast with my good friend Anthony Goodman, and you can reach that at scalemodelpodcast.com. So that's it for now. Thank you, and be well.